Hi again, it's Jason from Fraser Valley Rose Farm, and today I want to talk to you about my retirement. And don't mind me, I'm just going to be doing a project at the same time here. I'm staining this wood. But my retirement, in this case, I'm not talking, I want to be clear up front, about YouTube. I hope to be around for a long while on YouTube, but I'm talking about my day job. And I made a video several months ago called "When Can I Quit My Day Job to Farm Full Time?" And I got a lot of good advice from my viewers. It sort of fell into three basic categories. There were some people who were very hawkish and said, oh yeah, no, things are going really great for you now. You've got the farm income, you've got YouTube, things are moving quickly, you should go ahead and do it. So that's one group of people. There was a second group of people who were far more bearish, who said, you know, make sure you have all your ducks in a row financially. Have a number of months of savings in the bank, maybe get somebody hired on the farm, and start transitioning over to your farm life. And that was the second point of view. And then the third group was more philosophical, I would say, along the lines of, well, you'll know it when it's the right time. And I have to say that not only was all of this advice really helpful, but I think all three people were right. I had to take the time to make sure I had my finances in order and that my family was protected, and I did that. Got some savings done, and I also took their advice of taking it slowly, and I approached my employer and asked, can I cut down my number of days? Can I go down to 3 days a week? Which he agreed to. The second group that said, or the other group that said, go for it, yeah, they're right. I mean, I feel like I'm fortunate, and this is a rare opportunity that not only is my farm income increased dramatically over the past couple of years, but also YouTube revenue has come along in kind of an unexpected way. I kind of started YouTube as a lark and a way to support the business in terms of giving out information, and it's actually turned into some revenue, and I'll strike while the iron is hot there. And then of course the question of knowing the right time to do it. Yeah, I felt it. I got the impression that this was the right time to move forward. Now, some people have taken issue with my use of the term retirement. I think family and friends particularly. First of all, my mother couldn't quite get the story straight that I was leaving and not being fired. She was like, is he firing other people too? I'm like, no, Mom, I didn't get fired. My brother was more like a reality call. You know, dude, you're not retiring, you're going full-time to your other job, you're starting your business full-time. And I agree with him on that, but I want to keep the word anyway, and I'll tell you why. So one thing I will say is that retirement was always going to look like this for me. There was never a scenario under which I left my job and then, started to travel or, do retired person things. This was always the plan, whether it happened when I was 50 or whether it happened when I was 60 or whether it happened when I was 70. It was always going to be the case that I would take this time and start spending it on growing plants for myself, growing my business here on the farm, and that I would keep on going just like this. So this was always the retirement plan. The second thing I'd say is I'd like the mindset about it, because I've been working so hard for the past 12, 15 years on my career, and I've missed out on some things. I've missed out on, I love to kayak, I love to hike. There've been years in this stretch where I haven't taken the kayaks out even one time. Being able to go for a midday walk with my wife and the dog, or being able to drive my daughter to work a couple days of the week, or drive my daughter to school a couple days of the week. Those are things that I'm looking forward to doing. And so I think I'm going to keep the retirement mindset, but point taken, this isn't fully a financial retirement. I am obviously relying on my business to carry me through. The final thing I wanted to talk about here is what I expect my retirement to look like. And that's where I'm doing this project here, and I'll show you this sales cart that we're putting together here. It was actually built by somebody else. But the reason why I'm doing this, and the way it ties into this video, is that there's lots of things that Lisa and I talked about doing in the business here that we always were like, well, that'll happen someday. That'll be something that we can afford the time for, or that we can put into our business someday. And hosting people on the farm here was one of those things. Now, you know, if you've been watching my channel, that I did a tour a few weeks ago about plans to change around the farm to make it more tour friendly. This is another one of those changes. The sales cart is where, you know, some people come here to buy plants, some people come here just to look at the grounds, but I'd like to have them have some way to purchase, you know, a souvenir, a memento. My daughter is a really good photographer, and so if she takes pictures of roses, she's good at digital art. She'll put those together in postcards or little, you know, photos that you can buy. I'll market those here, but we're also talking about packaging things like potpourri or rose petals, things like scented oils, or maybe soaps or candles or whatever, you know, the stuff that you have when you exit through the gift shop. And that's what we'll have this up by the front sales shed. We'll have this cart, and it's got a roof on it. It looks quite nice, and the idea is that if people come here and either they don't find the plant that they want or the rose that they want, or if they don't have the space to put something in their garden right away, that they can still come see the property, have a look around, and then, like I say, exit through the gift shop, buy something, and still have a way to support the business. So that's the idea here. Funny enough, and just a slight aside about this cart itself, is the person who built this doesn't usually make these carts so much in fall and winter. They're usually a spring and summer type farmer's market or roadside stand type product. But he did have a television movie production in town. I don't know if everybody knows this, but Abbotsford and Mission here, that's the communities I'm closest to, is the place where if you see those cute towns in Vermont in the Hallmark Christmas movies, that's in many cases that's Abbotsford or Mission. They do a lot of that video production here. So they rented this cart. When he got it back, it was all covered in holiday bling, a kind of glitter and green and red paint. And so he sanded it up for us and brought it back to us, but that's how we were able to get our hands on this at this time of year. Just incidentally, the production that it was used in, that you may see it if you watch these kinds of movies, was called 9 Kittens for Christmas, which I can only presume is about a career-oriented veterinarian who returns to the town he grew up in upstate New York and has to either find or save some kittens, and along the way falls in love with a quirky but lovable coffee shop owner who he grew up with. That's what I assume it is. That's probably not even close, but that's what I think of those Hallmark movies anyway, when I think of them. So anyway, I just wanted to update you on what my retirement is going to look like here. It's going to be a lot more time on the farm here, a lot more projects. I'm going to have time, you know, for more conversational type videos like this. Obviously, I'm going to stick with the project videos and the topic videos as well, because, you know, I'm a kind of a focused person that way. But anyway, I thought I'd give you that update, and thanks so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please drop those down below the video.